Hey guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. So in this video, it's actually been more than 2 months since my last upload, and given the current circumstances of the virus and the lockdown, I just thought of creating another video for you guys, and hopefully this is gonna be a mega valuable video for you guys. So in this video, we're gonna be going through how to actually make the most out of your quarantine period at your own home. But firstly, to start off, I want you to know that it's super important to wrap your head around these crazy times and spend a lot of time with your family and loved ones during these crazy times. But some people might use that as an excuse to not be productive at all, so that wouldn't be any good. So again, I've just got a few pointers, a few ideas, a few thoughts on how to go ahead and make the most out of your quarantine and lockdown period at home. So yeah, I hope you guys find some value in that, and let's get started. So number one would be pick up on your 2020 resolutions. At this time of the year, every single one shifts what New Year's resolutions that made in December of 2019. This is April right now, and in the third or fourth month, people just tend to actually shift their New Year's resolutions to the side for something else that's more important to their resolutions. I bet most people in December 2019 wouldn't even expect that a virus would be hitting all of us right now, but this gives us a lot of spare time, a lot of free time to actually focus on what truly interests us, what we truly want to go ahead and pursue and learn more about. And I think so when we actually went ahead and created those resolutions, instead of just putting it to the side like we normally do, we could go ahead and focus on them. Some popular resolutions are actually to exercise more or eat more healthily or even save more money. And during this lockdown period, most people might feel because the gyms are shut, they can't exercise. And I've got to just give my 2 cents right over here that there are certain challenges that might be presented to your resolutions, but it's only a challenge if you actually want to go ahead and see it that way. If your resolution is to exercise more, it's simple. You could use simple stuff at your home as gym equipment. So you could use water bottles as mini weights, or maybe just do some home exercises, or even you could use like a table or a chair or a sofa as gym equipment. So yeah, you can be creative with the stuff at your home as gym equipment. That is only if your resolution is to exercise a bit more. If your resolution is to eat more healthily, well, I think this lockdown really helps your resolution out a lot, simply because we can't order outside that much. Swiggy and Zomato came back online with a few restaurants just a few days back, but people still aren't that encouraged to go ahead and order online. So I think it really helps us out. And if your resolution is to save money, then, well, we anyways can't get out of our homes to spend our money. So I think again, it just helps our resolution become way more easier to achieve. Next up that I would like to talk about is for you to catch up on your reading. Well, we're stuck indoors all day long, and there's nothing better than refreshing our brains with an interesting read. And I talk about this all the time on my Instagram, and if you haven't given me a follow there yet, well, go ahead if you wanna. But yeah, I talk about this on my Instagram all the time, that what books am I reading and what's it about and all of that type of stuff, and the interesting appeals of these books, because I truly love reading books. It's honestly the best source of learning, because the amount of value you get for the price is like unbeatable compared to any other source of learning. Usually on an everyday basis, I would find myself reading about 15 to 20 pages of an interesting book every single day. That is if it's really interesting. It's simply because I used to prioritize my day and my time by moving towards more important tasks, such as seeing my clients' ads or watching this particular course or something like that. Okay, and yes, that was very important, but in my opinion, reading books is way more important than anything else. At least compared to what else I would do in the day other than that. But now, simply because of this lockdown and we have so much more free time, I would find myself reading 15 to 20 pages easily every single day, sometimes even going up to 45, 50, 60 pages depending on the book it is. So I've got another video coming up in the next few weeks about which books are my favorite and which ones would I recommend for you to actually start reading about. And I truly think it is massive valuable. So yeah, stay tuned for that one as well. Next, I'd like to talk about learning a second language. Now, there's no shortage of benefits to actually learning a second language. Most people think it's tedious and it isn't necessary, but again, we've got a lot of free time. And apart from just binge watching a couple of Netflix shows, I think we could really take out some spare time, a few hours every single day to learn a new language, a second language that really entices or interests us a lot. There's no shortage of benefits coming from learning a second language. It could either make you smarter or give you more career advantages, or even just make life a bit more interesting. And the best part is, because of the internet today, we have apps like Duolingo or Babbel where it allows us to actually learn these second languages really easily. Actually, I wouldn't use the word easily. It would allow us to learn these second languages in a cost efficient manner, even sometimes for free. So yeah, that's really cool. You don't need to get out of your house. You can learn from your computer, from your phone, from an electronic device, as long as you have an internet connection and you download a few apps, or maybe just check it up on YouTube or something. This next point that I'm trying to talk about is a very important one to me, simply because it's one of the reasons why I started doing so. So the next point I want to talk about is starting to create social content, starting to create content and posting it online. So there's a looming time right now for every single one of us. It's not good times for us, and I know there's a certain proportion of y'all watching this video right now, maybe not all of y'all, but still a certain proportion of every single one of y'all right now who's watching this video who has a certain message to say to the world that can give them a lot of value and impact and results. And I really do believe that starting to create social content can help you deliver that message to the world at these times, deliver it to every single one of them and actually give them a lot of value. So people are increasingly active on social media and internet and YouTube and maybe even TikTok and all of these places right now because, well, I'm guessing you already know, because of the circumstances, and they need someone to grab their attention. Okay, and that someone could be you. It's like literally, if you truly feel like you have a good message and you can spread a lot of value to people, then I've just got one question for you. Why not start now? You can start creating content and spreading your message and spreading value in these dark times right now itself. So I would highly recommend you to go ahead. If you truly believe that your message is valuable and impactful to your audience, to the world, then you shouldn't go ahead and waste time and not go ahead and get started into this. Coming to my next point, I'm sure you might have a few courses that you're still keen on learning or that you might have to complete as well. You might have a few online courses that you enrolled into a couple of weeks or months back, but you just didn't have the time to go ahead and complete them. So now this is the perfect opportunity for you to go ahead, complete the course, or enroll in another course that interests you, in a topic that truly interests you. You could use this time to actually go ahead and do them and learn something that was truly interesting to you and truly itching you to do so, to actually go through the course before. So I'm going ahead and redoing one of my favorite courses, which is Iman Gadzhi's Agency Incubator. It's all about starting and scaling a freelance business. So it's one of my favorite courses, and I'm going ahead and redoing that. And after that's done, which should take probably 7 to 10 days, after that's done, I'm going to go ahead and start going through new courses again and again. So I'm reading books, I'm doing courses, and I want you to do the same, simply because I can see the value. I don't want to go ahead and binge watch a lot of Netflix shows. Instead of that, I want to go ahead and learn all of these skills. So right now I'm also going into video editing. So this whole video will be edited by me. So if you by chance have some feedback for me when it comes to the video editing and the whole thing, I would really love it if you could go to my Instagram and send me a DM saying that you came across this video and just a few tips. Also, another thing that I would like to include is the best part of doing this is that no matter what skill you're interested in, whether it being marketing or sales or graphic design or video editing or any other skill, maybe even public speaking or maybe anything else, you could go to sites like Udemy or Skillshare or even go to YouTube, and you would literally learn all of these skills for, well, almost free, if not free. So it's like really cool to have certain type of resources like Duolingo or Babbel or YouTube or Skillshare or Udemy, amongst many others, to actually allow you to learn something like this that interests you for hardly any cost at all. All you have to do is take the first step, take the first initiative to go on these sites and search for something that truly interests you before you go ahead and enroll. So those are the 5 things that I actually curated for this quick video. I hope this video was extremely valuable to you, and I just have a few side notes that I would like to include before I end off this video for you guys. So at this point in time, there are lots of these entrepreneur influencers who are on Instagram and YouTube who are trying to show you that they're working hard every single day, and I'm not trying to pose them in a negative or a bad light or something like that, but I'm just trying to say that sometimes some people might just feel like it's a bit overwhelming, or might just feel a bit bad because they're not being that productive, so I'm just here to say that it's okay if you're not being that productive as well. Okay, it's okay if you want to go ahead, spend some time with your family and your loved ones in these crazy times. I mean, I do it as well, and these times no one knows what's going to happen, so you might as well just go ahead and spend some time with your family and loved ones, and it's okay. But if you still feel bad that you're not doing anything productive, then what I would recommend is start crossing out these small tasks in the start, to get the ball rolling and build up momentum, so that later on, after a few days or a few weeks, you actually go ahead and be a lot more productive in the end. So the whole point of here is just to build momentum. That is, if you're still feeling a bit bad about not being that productive, you could just start crossing out these small tasks, and sooner or later you'll find yourself doing all of these bigger tasks again and being a lot more productive. Next, there are people all over this globe that have similar interests like you, that are in the same position at you, who are stuck at home, figuring out what truly interests them, figuring out how to go ahead about it and do something about it and do something productive at home. You can use the internet and certain different digital communities all around you to actually go ahead and connect with these individuals and with these people, to go ahead and form this type of community around yourself, that every single one of y'all are actually pushing each other above and beyond during this dark times. Trust me, finding a group of like-minded people who level up with you every single day, it goes a long way in the long term. I can say that from my own personal experience. It goes a long way in the long term. It really matters. And there might be a few of you who might think that I don't need a group or a community. I just need to have my motivation and go ahead and hustle it out every single day. I used to think that as well. But just having a community of like-minded people, it really helps out. And that is in the long term. Also, one more last tip that I would like to include in this video is something that I'm trying out nowadays during my spare time, is giving myself a new daily challenge. So something that is new and interesting, but normally I would really procrastinate and might give myself an excuse of not doing so. For example, the other day I went ahead and I helped my mom clean the house. So I went ahead, I cleaned the house, and a few days later I made my first meal. So giving myself this new daily challenge, it's really helpful. And I'm seeing that every single day I'm going ahead, cleaning the house, I'm making a meal, and I'm meditating. So I've gotten into meditation as well, and it's really cool. And hopefully, if not, but hopefully I can go ahead and keep these habits going on for a very long time, if not forever. Now, this challenge needs to be something that is truly interesting to you, okay, and that you truly want to do, but you wouldn't. In other times you would just give yourself an excuse of not doing so, of not being able to do so. It might be really impactful and better for you in the long run, but you just give yourself a bullshit excuse of not being able to do so. So I think that's the main thing. That's the challenge. It shouldn't be something really easy, but yeah, that I'll leave up to you. But yeah, that marks the end of this hopefully quick, not boring video. I hope you found at least a little value in this, if not a lot, in this one video. And again, I'm trying to go ahead and create a lot of content nowadays, because I've got the spare time as well. Apart from managing the agency and all the clients that goes along with it, I'm also getting a lot of spare time to create content on my Instagram and hopefully on this YouTube channel as well. So yeah, make sure you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. That is only if you found this video valuable. And also, if you do have some tips or feedback or something that you want to say, go ahead, hit me up on Instagram, say that you've come from YouTube, and let's just have a conversation. But yeah, that's about it. Stay home, stay safe, and I hope to see you in the next one.